Making headlines. The president embarks on a 3-day tour of the Huadu Atoll. The Maldives and the UAE engages in discussions to bolster their relationship, focusing on areas of mutual interest. And the transport minister states that the growth of Maldivian was hindered due to the poor policies implemented by the previous administrations.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Utma Mahmood. Looking into the details, President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu embarks on a 3-day tour of the Huadu Atoll, which includes the Gaf Alif and Gaf Dal atolls. Over the course of his visit, the President will be visiting 9 islands, 4 in the Gaf Alif Atoll and 5 in the Gaf Dal Atoll.
In the Gaf Alif Atoll, President Dr. Muizzu will visit Kandahuludu, Nilandu, Mamendu and Devadu. His itinerary for the Gaf Dal Atoll includes stops in Hodeddu, Nadella, Vadu, Fiori and Ratafandu. A highlight of his visit to Hodeddu will be the inauguration of a new water supply and sewerage network services is announced by the President's office. During his tour of the Huadu Atoll, President Dr. Muizzu intends to engage with residential communities on the islands, inquiring about their well-being and developmental aspirations. In particular, while in Mamendu and Devadu, he will meet with members of the local island councils to discuss the developmental needs of their communities. The President is accompanied by a high-level delegation of his government, including cabinet ministers and several members of the parliament. This visit is part of his broader initiative to connect with residential communities in the outer atolls and engage with local island councils. President Dr. Muizzu launched this series of visits for the year with a trip to Guli in the Kaf Atoll. He has pledged to visit all the atolls and inhabited islands during his tenure, committing to meetings with local island councils, women's development committees and residential communities to address their concerns and developmental needs. To date, President Dr. Muizzu has engaged with local councils of approximately 190 islands. During these meetings, the President engages directly with members of the local councils and WDCs to gain a comprehensive understanding of their needs. Additionally, these interactions provide a platform for the President to discuss his administration's developmental plans for the outer islands. The President is expected to conclude his visit to Huadu Atoll on Thursday and subsequently return to the capital, Male City.
The Maldives and the United Arab Emirates (UAE) engages in discussions to bolster their relationship, focusing on key areas such as trade, tourism and energy cooperation. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Halil, currently visiting the UAE, met with Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of the UAE, to deliberate on these matters. Minister Halil took to social media to share details of their meeting, expressing that it was an honor to call on Sheikh Abdullah. He also conveyed his appreciation for the UAE's continued support for the Maldives' development and progress. The purpose of Minister Halil's visit to the UAE is to enhance bilateral relations by holding meetings with senior officials of the UAE government. The focus is on reviewing the broad spectrum of bilateral cooperation and exploring avenues for future collaboration. The Foreign Minister will also meet with other dignitaries of the UAE government to explore initiatives aimed at fostering partnerships and advancing mutual interests. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Mohamed Amin states that the growth of Maldivian was hindered due to the poor policies implemented by previous administrations. Speaking at the launching ceremony of Maldivian's first wide-body aircraft, the minister shed light on the airline's history and outlined the government's vision for its future. The minister noted the potential of long-distance flights to far destinations, given the large number of tourists that visit the Maldives annually. He said that until now, the flights could not be launched due to the misguided policies of past governments. Minister Amin highlighted that at the end of the Progressive Party of Maldives, PPM's administration in 2018, Island Aviation Services Limited, IASL, was a profit-making company with strong policies. He said that, however, the airline suffered serious losses due to policies implemented by the Maldivian Democratic Party, MDP government. According to the minister, several seaplane contracts were at a standstill and the airline's best Airbus, acquired in 2022, was abandoned. He added that spare parts were being taken from Dash 1 aircraft in operation, rendering 4 aircraft unusable. Noting that President Dr. Mohamed Moiz has initiated tremendous efforts to develop and strengthen the national airline, the minister expressed his confidence that IASL will become a debt-free and profitable company. The minister further noted the introduction of wide-body aircraft and commencing cross-country flights to distant destinations are key pleasures of the president, as well as a shared hope of those in the aviation sector. He added that the addition of a wide-body aircraft to Maldives will increase the number of tourists' arrival in Maldives, while also increasing seaplane operations and domestic flights, ultimately benefiting the national economy. The number of surgeries performed in the Maldives sees a significant rise over a one-year period. According to recently published statistics for 2022 and 2023 by the Ministry of Health, 19,732 surgeries were conducted in 2022, increasing to 20,593 the following year. In 2023, 16,163 surgeries were performed in the Male area, including Hulu Male and Vilu Male. Excluding Male, the second highest number of surgeries were performed in Addu Atoll, with 1,031 procedures. The data shows that 71% of all surgeries were conducted at tertiary hospitals, while 17% were performed at atoll hospitals. When broken down by gender, 10,301 operations were performed on men, compared to 10,292 on women. Of cardiovascular surgeries and emergency surgeries, 76% and 63% were conducted on male patients, respectively. The number of surgeries performed at private hospitals also increased. In 2023, 47% of all surgeries were performed at private hospitals, including neurosurgery and dermatology. However, 90% of major surgeries such as cardiology operations were performed at government hospitals. The statistics reveal that the most number of surgeries were performed on individuals aged between 35 and 64. The government is working on expanding health services in the atolls, with added effort to enhance the quality of services provided and the introduction of new services. The Ministry of Social and Family Development undertook significant efforts in 2024 to ensure that social protection and security for individuals across the Maldives. Last year, the ministry launched a nationwide program aimed at checking in on citizens and identifying their needs.
Under the government's A Family of Every Child policy to ensure that every child under the state's care grows up in loving and nurturing family environments, 54 children were placed with families in 2024. A monthly allowance of approximately $325 was arranged for these familiarizers to support the care of these children. To provide assistance and support to those with disabilities, efforts were commenced in 2024 to identify and provide suitable job opportunities that they can perform. Last year, 155 individuals with disabilities were listed in a register compiled for the purpose, with functional assessments conducted on 52 individuals. While 12 individuals participated in a program to prepare them for employment, 7 were provided with suitable jobs. Furthermore, internship opportunities were extended to 9 individuals, and an additional 20 individuals participated in a course conducted to provide additional training. In 2024, women's health received extra attention, and treatments for endometriosis, PCOS and infertility were covered under the National Health Insurance Scheme (ASANDA) under efforts to ensure women's wellness. Additionally, IVF treatment was also arranged under the insurance scheme. A dedicated center for senior citizens, the Isravehinganadi, was also opened last year in alignment with a key pledge in the administration's Week 14 roadmap. The center provides care for the elderly and opportunities for them to participate in community activities. The government intends to open similar centers across the country, with efforts already underway. With those achievements, the government ensured that 2024 was an important year for social development and security.
Authorities warn that air quality in the Maldives has deteriorated to levels that could cause health issues. The warning comes amid reduced horizontal visibility caused by haze and air pollution. The Maldives Meteorological Service, METOFIS, said the atmosphere in the Maldives has become polluted due to smoke drifting from the Indian subcontinent, a phenomenon typically observed at the beginning of the northeast monsoon, which extends from January to March. METOFIS said the horizontal visibility will extend up to 10 kilometers on a clear day. However, in the northern regions, the air quality has worsened, reducing visibility to 3 kilometers due to haze. The conditions are expected to spread to the central atolls, including the Male area, on Tuesday. However, based wind speed and direction, it is unlikely that the air quality will deteriorate in the southern region. While air quality is expected to return back to normal condition by March, the haze is anticipated to gradually improve over the coming days. Meanwhile, the Health Protection Agency HPA has urged to practice caution due to potential health issues that may be caused due to poor air quality. The authority urged those with respiratory diseases, cardiovascular conditions and different allergies to minimize outdoor activities and to use masks when stepping outside. It is also encouraged for children, pregnant women and elderly to stay indoors as much as possible during the hazy period. Similar conditions were observed at the beginning of the northwest monsoon last year, with horizontal visibility dropping to 5 kilometers. Chief Executive Officer of the National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA, Hisan Hassan, says that islands are yet to receive the necessary equipment and resources for disaster recovery and response operations will be equipped over the next 4 years.
One of the primary mandates of the NDMA is to build resilient communities and enhance their capacity to withstand both natural and man-made disasters. Citing this mandate in an interview with PSM News, Hassan explained that the NDMA is actively conducting disaster risk reduction programs and forming emergency response teams on the outer islands. He added that these initiatives are of paramount importance to the NDMA. Hassan underscored the importance of identifying potential disasters such as tidal surges and flooding and implementing precautionary measures. According to him, NDMA has launched a comprehensive program to provide water pumps to islands, aiming to bolster local council and community-level responses to flooding-related disasters. He assured that islands lacking pumps and other essential disaster recovery and response equipment would receive the necessary resources within the next 4 years. Hassan also observed that awareness of disaster risk reduction has been on the rise in the outer islands. He said that several islands have approached the NDMA for assistance in developing disaster risk reduction plans and seeking technical expertise. He reassured that the NDMA's top priority is to minimize property damage during disasters and save lives. According to Hassan, as part of an agreement with the Japanese government, the NDMA is coordinating the donation of firefighting equipment to the Maldives National Defense Force MNDF Fire and Rescue Services. He added that the first shipment of this equipment, including 4 fire trucks and 40 pumps, is expected to arrive in the Maldives in September this year.
Samsung Electronics lands at CES 2025 in Las Vegas with a major push on the smart home, using AI-powered devices to make homes more connected.
The South Korean company's CEO Hang Jong-gi alluded to statements made at the CES 2014 when Samsung vowed that homes would be smart in a decade. 10 years later, the company brought refrigerators, washer-dryer combos, TVs, smartwatches, and more to its smart home presentation.
Last year, we shared our vision of AI for all, where we combined intelligence and connected devices to create unparalleled experience for everyone. It's vision that actually started in 2014 when it said at CES that our homes would be smart in a decade. Today, I want to redefine what home means to us and introduce our roadmap for home AI.
The world's largest smartphone and TV maker hopes to convince CES goers that connecting the devices in home can be done effectively and make life at home much easier.
By understanding all of these unique needs, home AI can infuse more comfort and joy into your life. Truly, Samsung is leading the home AI revolution by harnessing expertise across device, components, and software.
During the event, Samsung announced that Bali, the smart AI companion, will be released during the first half of this year.
And now, I want to share just one more way we're combining intelligence and technology into one tiny, cute, and seriously smart bundle. I'm happy to announce that Bali, the smart AI companion, will be available in the first half of 2025.
CES 2025, formerly known as the Consumer Electronics Show, runs from January 7th to 10th and is used to debut products ranging from new automotive technology to quirky gadgets, as well as showing new ways to use artificial intelligence.
Chinese authorities said that a magnitude 6.8 earthquake rocked the northern foothills of the Himalayas near one of Tibet's holiest cities on Tuesday, killing at least 53 people and shaking buildings in neighboring Nepal, Bhutan, and India.
According to the China Earthquake Network Center, the quake hit with its epicenter located in Tingri, a rural Chinese county known as the Northern Gateway to the Everest region, at a depth of 10 kilometers, about 6.2 miles. The U.S. Geological Service put the quake's magnitude at 7.1. China's state-run news agency Xinhua reported that at least 53 people had been killed and 62 injured on the Tibetan side. Southwestern parts of China, Nepal, and northern India are frequently hit by earthquakes caused by the collision of the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates. A magnitude 7.8 tremor struck near Kathmandu in 2015, killing about 9,000 people and injuring thousands in Nepal's worst ever earthquake. Among the dead were at least 18 people killed at the Mount Everest base camp when it was smashed by an avalanche. Tuesday's epicenter was around 80 kilometers, about 50 miles north of Mount Everest, the world's highest mountain and a popular destination for climbers and trekkers. Federal offices and public schools in Washington, D.C. were closed on Monday as the first major winter storm of the new year swept across the U.S. mid-Atlantic. Nepal's National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority, NDRRMA, said that tremors were felt in 7 hill districts bordering Tibet. Many villages in the Nepalese border area, which was sparsely populated, are remote and can only be reached by foot.
The Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots showed their head coaches the door after failing to make the NFL playoffs.
For struggling NFL teams, the end of the regular session triggers an annual exercise in bloodletting known around the league as Black Monday, and the action got underway early this year as head coaches were sent packing. After failing to make the 14-team playoff tournament that will culminate with the February 9th Super Bowl in New Orleans, the New England Patriots and Jacksonville Jaguars quickly showed their head coaches the door. The Jaguars announced early on Monday their decision to fire Doug Peterson, a day after the team capped their 4-13 season with an overtime loss at the Indianapolis Colts. Jaguars owner Shad Khan said he informed Peterson of the decision early on Monday. Peterson, who won a Super Bowl in February 2018 as coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, joined Jacksonville in 2022 and went 22-29 as head coach while missing the playoffs in his final 2 seasons. The Patriots did not bother to wait until the official start to Black Monday as they parted ways with the head coach Gerard Mayo after 1 season on Sunday, shortly after the team beat the Buffalo Bills to finish the campaign with a 4-13 record. The 38-year-old mayor spent his 8-year playing career in New England and then joined head coach Bill Belichick's staff in 2019 as the linebackers coach. Mayo took over the head coaching job in January 2024 after Belichick, who helped steer the Patriots to 6 Super Bowl titles, and the team mutually agreed to part ways. The New York Giants made a surprising decision when they announced on Monday that head coach Brian Daboll and the general manager of the team would remain in their roles after the team posted a joint worst 3-14 record this season.
Iraq's Basra, which the city is renowned for.
Visitors tour the streets of the Iraqi city of Basra, checking out old houses known as Shanashil that date back to the Ottoman period and line the city's waterways. UNESCO had teamed up with the local authorities in Basra to renovate some of those Shanashil houses in the old city, and many were transformed to cultural centers. The initiative, funded by the European Union, was part of efforts to boost tourism in the city and the country at large, as a small but growing number of tourists are heading to Iraq to see attractions spanning from vast desert and marshland ecosystems to ruins of the world's earliest cities and empires. According to Mustafa Al-Hosseini, Director of Antiquities and Heritage in Basra, more than 500 foreign visitors visited Basra in 2024 compared to less than 50 in previous years. Hosseini said that in Old Basra there are over 100 heritage houses. He added that of this, 10% of the houses were renovated, stressing the need for the support of the local government to revive this identity and complete the restoration of what was renovated and supported by UNESCO and the European Union. Owner of Razona Cultural Forum, Hashem Al-Laibi, emphasized the importance of preserving heritage as it resembles the culture, noting that they have to showcase their culture when foreigners visit to see them.
That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.